What is up, everybody? My name is Russell Della Pena, and at this channel, I help 6, 7, and 8-figure coaches, consultants, course creators, and experts grow their businesses online. And I'm so excited that you're here today because this is a very special video for me. I really enjoy this topic. This is part 3 of a 6-part series that I am doing on hooks, stories, offers, traffic, funnel, and follow-up systems. And today we're going to talk about the offer stack. So we're going to do the irresistible offer. And so make sure to like, subscribe, and even comment below this video if you've got any questions. But make sure that you don't miss a single video because this is going to be great content that's going to help you if you are fall under one of those categories, or you want to be a coach, consultant, course creator, or you are an expert or someone that is developing the expertise. You're definitely going to want to watch this series. So thank you for joining me, and let's dive into the content. So the offer, and I'm going to refer to it as the offer stack, because the offer stack is really, just as the name denotes, we're stacking on top of the offer. So if you can imagine building blocks and us stacking on top of that, what that does is it makes, at the higher you stack that offer, the smaller your price looks. Even if you're selling high ticket offers, it doesn't matter. It just, as you stack on value, your clients will be willing to pay it if they can, if it's crystal clear why your offer is worth what you're saying it's worth. And I'll get into, at the end of this video, I'll get into a little bit more as to a little ratio that I use with my direct response copywriting clients that I write copy for. So the offer stack, just to kind of give you a little bit of a backstory that'll help, or an analogy probably is a better way to say it. Years ago, and I kind of mentioned this in an earlier video in this series, when I met my wife, I really had to sell, right? I was in a bad spot. I was 35 years old. I had just lost my real estate business. It was a successful business, but I lost it. I invested in commercials and all this kind of good stuff, and I thought I was doing the right thing, but I had no clue really what I was doing. And in the end, just like a country song, right? I lost my house, I lost my car, I lost, if I had a dog, I would have lost that too. Literally had people repoing my car, and I remember hiding my car for a while so I could at least have transportation, and then eventually saying, all right, here it is, come pick it up. I remember selling my furniture. I mean, being in my house at that point, literally with no furniture, and ultimately that was in Colorado at that time when I was a realtor, and then I moved to back to California, where I'm originally from, and lived with my grandmother at 35, sleeping on her floor in her 1-bedroom apartment, really trying to figure things out. And so when I met my wife, I was out at a salsa dancing club. I used to do that for about 17 years, actually, competed and all that kind of fun stuff. But I met her, and I really had to sell, right? I had to really stack the offer in order for her to want to go out with me. And honestly, my first couple of pitches, if you watch the previous videos, it didn't work. I did get her to dance with me. I did get her Facebook Messenger because I was too wimpy to get her phone number. And I sent out 4 hooks, 4 messages. I tried to hook her in and reel her in, and it didn't work. She ignored all of them. She was probably thinking, hey, look, I'm not interested. I met you at a club. This is not my thing, whatever. So it took 6 months later until I kind of saw her and some mutual friends going to be meeting at an event. And I went to that event, and I threw out more hooks, except during that time when I met at the event, my car broke down that I had at that time. It was just, I'm telling you, it's like a country song. It was bad. But I stacked the offer. I did finally get her phone number. I did start to talk with her. And believe me when I say that I was stacking that offer. I was selling because I had to make the price of dating me, 35 years old, sleeping on my grandmother's floor. I had to make that price smaller and smaller by stacking the offer. I had to share some of the qualities about myself. And so when you're out in the marketplace, maybe you're doing one-on-one presentations, or maybe you're already online, or however you currently are doing business, but you want to convey your offer. The idea is that you want to really get a list of all the things that people are going to get included in your offer. And that's why we call it an offer stack. And that could be your bonuses. It could be maybe you're selling a digital course, or you want to sell a digital course, and you want to stack on top of that, on that offer, to make the price that you're charging a lot less, or at least look a lot less. And so The way that I kind of look at this is this. A lot of folks that I work with will say, well, listen, I'm going to give a discount, or I'm going to start out with a real low price. And I'm like, there's definitely a time and a place for that kind of thing, but I'm not a big fan of lowering your prices. And here's why. Pricing is positioning. And so when you say to the marketplace, I know I've got this offer that should be priced at X amount of dollars, but I'm going to cut that in half, maybe 50% off or 80% off. What you're telling the market is that your product really isn't worth what it should be. So pricing is truly positioning. You are telling people without saying anything, based on the price alone, that it's really probably not worth as much as it should be. And therefore, right off the bat, the market is positioning your offer as something that's not that valuable. Not that you should charge a crazy amount of money and then just assume that sales are going to come in because you're charging a whole lot. But you've obviously got to be able to justify that. But when you set the price at where it should be, you are saying, I am confident, I am 100% confident that what I am offering to you will get you a result. In fact, I'm willing to guarantee that I will get you a certain result in a certain amount of time, a certain time frame, and I'll guarantee that you'll get those results. And if you don't, then either you get your money back, or maybe I'll keep working with you to make the course corrections, the corrections to whatever it is that I produce in the product or in the service. So the offer stack is really where we get a chance to say, look, here's what you're gonna get. And we start listing out the different things that you, the prospect or your prospect, is gonna be getting when they do business with you. And the idea is that you wanna make an irresistible offer. You wanna make this a no-brainer. And the way that you do that is you just keep stacking the offer. Again, let's say you were charging $10,000 and you wanted your prospects to pay you $10,000 up front. Or even if you did a split pay or what have you, you've got to be able to justify that your offer is worth at least $100,000. It could be $100,000 that month, or it could be $100,000 within a 12-month period. But in your prospect's mind, it's got to be worth 10 times. And that's really the formula that I had mentioned earlier. For every dollar that somebody spends with you, they've got to be able to in their mind, justify that they're going to get $10 of value back. So if you're charging $10,000, or let's say you're charging $1,000, they've got to be able in their mind to say, yeah, I can see how I'll get $10,000 of value when I buy your product or service. It's a no-brainer. In fact, you want them to be able to think to themselves, your stack in your offer should be so high that they should be thinking to themselves, this guy or this girl is crazy. I can't believe they're only charging $1,000 or only $10,000 for their product or service. I feel like I'm stealing from them. You want them to feel that way. And your offer should legitimately be that. It should be that much of a legitimate, irresistible offer. There should be no shenanigans. There should be no sleight of hand or manipulation or misleading offer in the offer. It should be 100% legitimately saying, listen, if you give me $1,000 today, or if you give me $10,000 today, you're gonna get 10 times that in value. And so the offer stack shows that here's what you're gonna get, X, and X is worth this much. And here's what you're also gonna get, and that's Y, and Y is worth this much. And you're also gonna get Z, and Z is worth this much. And so what happens is in the mind, they're starting to add it all up, right? They're starting to sum it all up. And if you can get them to see 10 times the value of whatever you're charging, you have successfully created an offer stack. And it makes an irresistible offer easy to sell, a no-brainer, so much so that, again, that your prospect is thinking to themselves, I feel like I'm ripping Russell off, right? I mean, this stuff is that good. He's only charging me X amount of money. And so I hope that this video has been valuable for you. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and for sure, feel free to comment below this video. I'll have some resources below this video for sure that you want to check out, and make sure to watch the next video coming up where I will be talking, let's recap. So we're doing hook, story. We just talked about the offer. Next, we're going to talk about traffic. And so I'm excited for you. Make sure that you stick around for this 6-part series, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.